The following podcast is brought to you by AstroPanda Productions. For more information or to find other great shows, visit astropandaproductions.com or visit the AstroPanda Productions page on blogtalkradio.com.
Welcome.
Welcome to the Gaming with Scissors podcast.
I love it!
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Gaming with Scissors podcast. I am your host, Nitro Weasel 3K. We're thinking about canceling this podcast because we need to funnel those funds somewhere else, but then we're going to come out with the Super Gaming with Scissors podcast about 3 months later and then pretend like that never happened. You also won't be able to get it anywhere because we've already sold out. That's a plan for the future. It seems like a sustainable way we're going to make things work. It's working for Nintendo, so why won't it work for us? Anyhow, I am here this week, as always, with Piper. How are you, sir?
I'm having an adventurous week.
You went from splendid to fabulous to adventures.
Adventurous, yeah.
I'm so excited. I'm so proud of you. We are also joined by Zero Ping, aka Nick. How are you, sir?
I'm in the pipe, 5x5.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, you always use these like sayings that I've never heard of.
It's because he no longer has a beard.
Watch Aliens, son.
And
Watch
because
Aliens.
he's old.
Yeah,
And I'm old.
Nick had a shaving accident and no longer has a beard, so he's no longer a part of the club. Now we're not allowed to sell t-shirts anymore because he has a beard on the t-shirt.
He's on hiatus.
Reprint
Don't
them.
buy the t-shirts.
Reprint them. It's over.
I
Stop.
didn't reprint no shirts.
The beard's coming back.
Yeah, ain't nobody buy the shirts. Except for me, I have 2 of them. I bought 2 shirts. I made Sean really excited because he got a t-shirt order the other day. And he was like, oh my God, somebody bought a shirt. And it was just me. And then
I was like, damn it, quit buying shirts.
So that was good. That was good. And we actually this week have a special guest, and I don't know how you want me to call you things, but this is Tim, aka Wolfman Muscle Ford, aka DJ Metroid, aka one of a bazillion other handles he's used to create goods and services all over the internet. How are you, sir?
I'm well. I've got multiple personality disorder, so good.
You do. I can attest to that. Like, just before we get on here, he prepositioned each one of us separately, but he said a vaguely different sexual innuendo to each of us. It was super uncomfortable. It was like he knew what we were all into. And I feel like we should stop the podcast because I feel like we're letting too much out. Hashtag no politics on the podcast. That was for Ricky. Hey, Ricky, you're welcome.
Since you're our core audience.
Yeah, Ricky is our core audience, and he owns the company that hosts this podcast.
So we must appease him.
I don't know if that's good or bad. But at least we're making our faux boss happy. He's pleased with us. He got himself a new computer. We're gonna get him play some HOTS.
Yeah, he spent all that money on that computer just so he can play a game that you need a phone to play.
Hey man, he was super interested in Vanilla WoW until you told him it was hot garbage, and then now he's not gonna play it.
Well, I can't say anything about that. It's not hot garbage. It's really not. It just takes a lot of patience, maybe.
A lot of patience I don't got.
Yeah, you quit playing after like one night.
No, I still play it.
Not with me. You're never like, hey, Sean,
you too
you
busy.
wanna play WoW with me?
You too busy with people who love you. I ain't got people who love me.
We play games every single night. Not once have you been like, we play Heroes of the Storm every single night. You've never once been like, hey, you want to play WoW?
Well, yeah, that's because I prefer Heroes of the Storm. I ain't got nobody to play that with either.
Oh, whatever.
So, yeah, fantastic. Speaking of which, Sean Piper, what did you play since the last podcast / buy on the Steam Summer Sale? Because it's currently wrecking all of our wallets to pieces and causing divorces.
What did I play? Ooh, I played Well, I tried to play some Ballistic Overkill, but everyone was like floating around, and they deleted your account. So
Yeah,
we didn't play that.
that was some horseshit, man. It's broken. It's broken now. They broke it. It's the you can't play with another person. That's not a thing that's available. You can't.
You can't add them to a friends list.
You can't. Yeah, you can't add people to a friends list. And they did something that reset my account completely, so all of my unlocks were gone. Now, unlocks in that game are your weapons.
That's crap.
Yeah, it was sweet. It was my favorite. I was so happy about it. I was very excited. I quit immediately. I was like, I'm out. I'm done.
I don't know, I didn't even get to experience it. I think I shot like 2 grenades, and then it was like game over, and then we quit.
And then I was like, I ain't trying hard at this. I gave it my all, and now I'm done.
Yeah, so that was a letdown. Sorry, Ballistic Overkill people. I didn't get to experience your game.
We'll go back to it when it's fixed.
Yeah, hopefully. I played a little bit of a game called RimWorld.
I'm uncomfortable with the name of that.
No, it's not like that. It's so RimWorld is I've said a few times that I like sim games and management games. This is a little bit like I guess it's kind of like Prison Tycoon, except you're not running a prison, you're running like a colony on another planet, and you have to build up your defenses. But the thing about the game is it's not just like simple, oh, I need to build houses for the people to live in, now I need to build a barracks and all that stuff. Now it's like super, super deep. There's all these like technologies you can research.
So not fun? Is that what you mean? It says not fun at all?
Man, no, I love this game.
I like those games.
Yeah, I think it's still early access, but for being an early access game, it's pretty solid. I hadn't run into any issues yet, but it was a cool little experience. I enjoyed it. So
is that sinking a lot of your time into that, or did you just play for a little bit?
No, I played maybe 30 minutes of it. But it was enjoyable. And then the only other game other than Heroes of the Storm, because that is, as we say, that is the nightly addiction. I have been playing a game called Orcs Must Die 2.
Yes.
And we, dude, so I'd never played this before, and Matt and I were looking for something to play after we got off stream last week. So that was the game we decided on was, Orcs Must Die 2. I'd never played it. I've owned it for a really long time. It probably came out a couple years ago, right?
Yeah, it's been a while. I'm not even going to guess time, because every time we guess time, we're like, it came out in 1997, and they're like 83. Shit.
I'm thinking it was probably like 2 or 3 years ago. I don't know, but it's been out for a while. I've owned it, but I've never wanted to play it. I guess it didn't seem that interesting to me. But man, that's a really good game.
Yeah, dude, we played it till 3 a.m. or something. Like, we played from the time we shut the stream off until we totally should have been asleep hours ago.
Oh, I passed out. Yeah, I was barely awake. I couldn't keep my eyes open, so I was just like, and we made it probably about halfway through the game, through the core campaign.
Yeah, it was a good time.
I liked it.
2012.
12?
12.
5 years. 5 years. Okay.
I'm gonna say if only Dungeon Defenders 2 was as good as Dungeon Defenders 1, like Orcs Must Die 2 is way better than the first one, I think.
See, that's another game I've been wanting to play, but I've never tried it.
Dungeon Defenders?
Yeah, I've never played it.
First one's good.
Skip the second one.
All right. I think I have. I think is it a free game?
No.
Okay, I gotta give money for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to play then. Wait, we did play another game. We played Depth last night. Didn't we?
God, dude, Depth is so fun, and we all have a copy now. I gifted everybody in the podcast right now a copy of it because I didn't want to commit shark homicide by myself.
No, dude. So anybody who's never heard of this, I'd never heard of it. It's kind of like Evolve, if anybody remembers that game.
Yeah, it very much is like Evolve. It's
so
crazy.
It's basically Evolve, but instead of like a bunch of like heroes hunting a monster, you're just 4 regular divers looking for treasure, and 2 people play a shark trying to eat your face.
Yeah.
It is an intense game.
It is awesome because the sharks can come out of nowhere and they can just scoop in and just grab one of your people up. And then it's super fun because you have to like shake your mouse around to like, activate the shark's jaw. Like when he shakes something to like rip it apart. That's what you have to do, but you're shaking your mouse like a goddamn madman. You're just like, and the shark is whipping around, and there's dudes doing 360s, and the other divers can come and like save you. And you also like there's like a not like a quick time event, but you get like a last stand. When the shark grabs you can pull your knife out and like stab at the shark and just hope you kill it before it kills you. But then you can still bleed out. And, like there's all this stuff. If you're bleeding, the other sharks can see you better. And I don't know, it's really interesting. But it's 4 divers versus 2 sharks.
Does it have VR support?
Why? Why does that matter?
Because I need to know whether or not I'm gonna urinate myself in my living room or not.
Play with the lights off and get attacked by the shark the first time, you'll still urinate yourself. Keep your headset on.
It's really like, because the only real you hear like water sounds, like bubbly, like swishing, and then the only other real sound you hear is your heartbeat. And as the sharks get closer, your heartbeat goes faster and faster. So it really builds this sense of tension.
Simulated heart attack.
I was really surprised. I thought it was gonna be stupid.
Yeah,
but
it looks terrible. When you look at it, you're like, no. It looks
the
like
actual game looks good.
Yeah,
I mean, just the Steam, like the Steam page is just like, oh, here's a shark, here's a man, don't get killed. And I'm like, I don't care about that. But you actually play it, man, it's a good time.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Sean and I were like, we dumped a bunch of hours into that too.
Yeah, there's unlocks because anything that has loot boxes, I'm gonna play it because I love gambling. So Matt said. So yeah, there's all the kind of things. But okay, so one of the things about the game that weirded me out was you can buy skins for like your divers and you can buy skins for the sharks. But the skins cost exactly $2.03 per skin. Like, I don't understand, like, is that after tax? Like, they're charging the tax up front? Is this another country? But if it is another country, the only thing I can think is maybe it's euros converting to dollars. So maybe it's like $1.99 and we're paying $2.03. But that's not a appropriate conversion.
That ain't how money work.
I don't know. Yeah, exactly. I don't know why that amount is being charged because it doesn't make any sense.
No, it's super weird. But we were trying to figure it out. I'm like, oh, it's obviously like Canadian. And Sean's like, that's dumb. You're dumb. That doesn't make any sense. I'm like, then I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? You're right. That doesn't make any freaking sense. I have no idea why it's $2.03 or 4 cents, whatever it is.
Yeah, it was like $2.03, I think.
Yeah, it was really dumb and weird. I don't understand it. Because money, everybody. Conversion rates. We're smart.
Yeah.
We're worldly.
Next on the podcast, we're going to teach you how to save money.
Save money. Stay off the Steam sale. That's the only way.
That's the only advice I have for you.
Don't get addicted to loot box gambling like Sean Piper.
Yeah, pretty much.
He got to open them chests.
I got to sell my family so I can get more skins.
That's right. And when he doesn't get to open chests in the game, he just wanders around his house and opens all his medicine chests, and his wife gets mad. He's like, oh my God, I found treasure. She's like, that's aspirin, balls head. Get out of here. It's extra awkward, though, because he tries to make it like Overwatch. He shines a flashlight on it and throws it up in the air. Just lets it fall on the floor. He's like, oh my God, it's a rare.
It all rain down. All the pills.
She's like, that's tampons, asshole. Get out of there.
Those are my pills. Get away from me.
So, awesome. So your wife's going to kill me the next time she sees me. So that's good.
Yeah, prepare for that. No, but yeah, that's it. That's all the games I played.
Yeah, you're kind of a busy week. I figure, Tim, why don't you tell everybody what your deal is? What you playing?
Well, when my video card's working, that I had to yank out of my computer, I played the Elder Scrolls Online this week because Nick wanted to play that with me. And
yeah, he likes to play the most online Forever Alone game he possibly can.
No, that's actually MMO, so that is not Forever Alone. Although
that's built around a Forever Alone game.
It might as well be Forever Alone because nobody plays it.
Yeah, we did manage to not play it together while we were playing it together, so there was that. He's over there and I'm over here. We're not doing the same thing, so that was cool. But yeah, it locked up my computer, so the RX 480 not liking at least mine. I know yours has been fine, but
yeah, dude, mine's a trooper. Mine's going well.
Can I point out the problem?
I know what he's gonna say. Don't listen to
AMD. Yeah, I know, because I've always gone NVIDIA, EVGA, and NVIDIA. It's all I've ever bought. It's all I've ever
made
bought.
a mistake.
That's all you bought it in.
I did.
You done screwed up.
I'm like, it was a deal. It's supposed to be a good card, until it completely locked your computer up and you have to force shutdown.
Are you using onboard graphics now? You just got a VGA cable in there. You're like, it's cool. I got
his
this.
Intel 4000.
I can play 800 by 600.
No, I slapped my 750 Ti in there, and it's doing the job for the moment until I can figure out what I'm going to do next.
Keep rolling, rolling, rolling. You're welcome. That was some Fred Durst for you.
No thanks.
Why?
Why?
Take it back.
$3 bills, y'all.
That was the best album.
Something about
of
hot
my
dog
junior
flavored
high
water
life.
and chocolate starfish. So he's talking about wieners and butts.
What grade were you in when that came out? I need to know.
Me? I don't know. When the first album came out, I was in high school. The one that had Faith on it.
No, you
Right?
weren't
were
in high
not.
school.
How old
You
were
were
Faith?
definitely not. You were like in 4th grade.
No.
No, I was probably in 7th grade. You were probably in 8th grade.
Yeah. So yeah, I would have been high school.
That's not high school.
We had 4
You got
years of
some-
high school.
Y'all got some made up high school then.
There's 3 of us here. There's one of
No.
you. You got a made up ass high school, son.
High school is 9th through 12th grade. 7th and 8th.
Why is it
junior
random
high.
3 years? That's dumb.
What?
Ours is 4 years in high school. At least mine.
9th through 12th.
Get out of here.
12.
That's 4. Do you know how to count?
9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah,
That's 4.
because I went to high school. That's why I can count that good.
High
For
school
4
like in your
years.
living room.
I was a senior for 4 years.
I was there for 8 years. I got a master's in high school.
I was teaching class and emptying trash cans afterwards. Paid my way through high school.
Like
We're
Goodwill
not
Hunting.
counting the years that you worked for a school afterward.
No, yeah, I've worked. Oh, God damn. You'd think I'd be smarter than me.
You think you'd be smart?
But I'm not. I'm just in my basement yelling at strangers on the internet. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Yell at strangers on the internet.
What was that noise?
There's vague background explosions
Those
from
all
Tim's
the
mouth.
explosions going on, yeah.
This is just the sound effects podcast now.
It is. Who needs video games? We got sound effects.
Back on track.
Back on
What
track.
else you
So
play, Tim?
I also played Rocket League because I always play Rocket League. That's my, that's my
That's
go-to.
your hots?
Yes. I played Ori in the Blind Forest that I picked up on the Steam sale. I got a
Sean
little
got so
misty
excited.
on the very beginning, with the very intro. I was like, wow, this is pretty deep.
Dude, right?
Wow. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about from last time then.
Yeah, but right when the game was getting into it, guess what happened? My video card crashed and it locked up my computer. And I had to
So
force
you
shut it off.
have only seen the intro of the game. You've not played a minute of it.
I just got into it. Yeah. And
It was
a
all
vanilla
long enough to
WoW.
make me cry, and then it shut down.
Pretty much, yeah. And I've been crying ever since, really. So
I just never stopped.
Here's how it works. It was playing, and it made you cry, and simultaneously Nick's beard fell off. That's what happened.
That's what happened.
It desired to sacrifice it. It took Nick's beard. I hope you're proud of yourself, Tim. You made this happen.
It's on you, man.
It is.
say it ain't so.
No, it's on you. You ruined the podcast, Tim. If this table didn't have all my things, I'd flip it over. This is on you. What else did you play?
Vanilla WoW.
Vanilla WoW.
Vanilla WoW.
He's on the same
real
server as
WoW.
us, Sean.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, one of his
Cool.
characters. Wait, 2 of your characters are. Right?
Yes. 2 of them.
Yeah.
Maybe we can go fishing together.
Yeah.
I am fishing.
Get ganked.
Why?
I'm making
You
poisons. To
You
throw
can catch a oily blackmouth.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Listen, that is a fish in the game.
That is official.
So
You know we have to put a link to that in the podcast now, right? So nobody thinks you're a racist.
it's called an oily blackmouth. It is. You use it to make the pirates and ninjas potion.
Whoa. Hashtag no politics in the podcast. So, all right, cool. Is that about it? Or
That was
what
it
else
for
did you
me.
do?
I released an album, but
Yeah, there
You've
you go. Why don't you
talked
talk about
about
that
that
for a minute? The Wolfman Muscle Ford's first album came out. You could have heard it if you watched me stream games over the
Yeah,
weekend.
the
or
town of Salem is up, as I remember it. Good stream.
Yeah. If you watch my stream or you read my article about it over on NerdLifeDX.com, you would know that Tim had an album come out. Tim is the one that made the music that plays during the AstroPanda bumper at the beginning of the show. So that's a lot of fun. So if you don't know who
didn't he do our intro music too?
No, I did our intro music.
Yep.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh.
He did the gamer stories.
Yeah, he did the Gamer Stories one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
So
knew he did one of them.
yeah. So Tim, why don't you talk about where people can find that, and I don't know, just talk about that for a minute.
Right now, you can pick it up on Bandcamp.com if you just search Wolfman Muscleford, which didn't exist until it fell out of Sean's mouth in this podcast, so I stole it. Thank you very much for the that. I'm hoping by next week or maybe the week after it will be on Spotify and iTunes, and as well as Pandora. It's submitted, so hopefully it will turn up in those places and get a little more exposure. But yeah, for right now, Bandcamp.com. I'm also working on a second little EP, 6 song album. Cover art looks like it should be on a t-shirt, so maybe I'll make t-shirts. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do it.
T-shirts are great.
Yeah. You can probably pick some up if you go over to nerdlifetx.com, click on shop, and then buy a t-shirt. There's probably t-shirts there you could wear.
Last week I was listening to the podcast and you're like, hey, check out the shirts. So I did that and the podcast stopped, so I had to start it over again. So what's up with that?
Well, it's because you didn't subscribe on iTunes or Stitcher Radio.
Right.
That would have solved your issue there, or Google Music Podcast Play.org.
Yeah, .pizza.
.pizza. Are we going to buy t-shirt.pizza? Because I think we really...
Because we just brought it up a second time. I'm going to do it right after we're done here.
Someone is going to buy it, and we're not going to be able to have it.
You need to buy that.
I'll do it while we're on here. Talk amongst yourselves.
While you purchase a domain name?
Yeah. What kind of music is it? Give our audience kind of an idea of your music style.
What I'm going for right now with this 6-track EP is like if you were in the 80s playing, I don't know, some racing game. Something fast-paced, very synth-heavy, instrumental. I did find myself speeding in the car listening to it the other day. I was like, oh, maybe I should slow down a little bit. I don't want to get a speeding ticket.
It was either that or the cocaine. I only do designer 80s drugs. I was wearing pants that were shiny and a shirt that was too big with shoulder pads.
I honestly feel like it sounds like it should be in the soundtrack for Hotline Miami.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
Like it fits that game so well. Like you've never played that?
I need to play that. Is that Devolver Digital, right?
Oh my, yeah. So you know immediately Devolver's name's on it, so it's gonna be really good or really weird. But no, it's an awesome game. If you've never played it, it's totally worth it.
Yeah, I love Broforce, so I'm definitely willing to look at their other stuff.
It's hard. It's a really hard game.
Yes, it's very difficult. It's like an overhead stealthy Grand Theft Auto-y, gritty, violent manhunt style murder game. Yeah, it's interesting.
Like Grand Theft Auto, like 1 and 2, not 3.
Yes.
The first 2.
Just hearing the name of it, I always thought in my head it was like the Papers, Please or whatever, some sort of strategic type of thing. Yeah, weird.
No, it's cool, man.
I'll check that out.
Yeah, you should. And I'll tell you what, if you'd be willing to let me use one of your songs, I can actually put one of your songs at the end of this episode for people to check out.
Yeah, man. You've got, I think, root access to the folder where it all resides, so you do what you want to do. You have my permission to use any of that.
So there you go. If you want to hear what Wolfman Muscleford makes beyond just the stuff at the beginning, I think our intro song, though, is under the DJ Metroid name, though, because it didn't fit the aesthetic.
Yeah.
But if you want to hear one of Wolfman Muscleford's upcoming songs, make sure you stay tuned at the end of this podcast. I will throw a track there for you to listen to, and make sure you find him on all the social medias and all of the SoundClouds, Bandcamps, all that fun stuff, and follow him in those places because it's worth it if you love that rad 80s aesthetic style of music with all the synths and drums and all that kind of fun stuff, and you like cocaine.
Whoa. You're going to get all the wrong viewers or listeners.
Don't do drugs, kids.
No press is bad press, right? I think
we're partnership for a drug-free America. we're like arcades in the 90s. What do you... you all right? All right. You know what? Forget this. Bump this noise. We're taking a break. We're going to play some commercials, and then we're going to come back, and Nick and I are going to talk about what kind of garbage we played this week. So hang around. We will be right back.
It's Mom Zone. Breaking news, the Fremont family declares where they're going for back to school.
The Fremonts are going with Academy.
Mrs. Fremont, why Academy over another store?
When my kids say they'll never use math in the real world, I just show them how low my Academy receipt is.
You have any other thoughts?
Look, back to school is a numbers game, and numbers don't lie.
Nobody starts your season with better brands and lower prices than Academy. Academy Sports and Outdoors. For all, for less. Price match guarantee details at academy.com.
Hi, we're back. We didn't really go anywhere. Tim looked very confused. Nothing actually happens when we're at the break.
I thought we were observing a moment of silence.
Yeah, it's a moment of silence.
It's a moment of silence for our awful podcast.
For that dead conversation.
Crashing and burning. Yeah. Nick, what did you do this week in gaming? Well, since the last podcast, not week. Other than lose your beard.
I lost the beard. It's Tim's fault.
How much experience did you get for that?
Negative 200.
You just went down 2 levels.
Did you gain a level in shaving?
I did not. I actually lost points there, too.
They took your shaves away. You ain't got that many left.
Yeah, did you retrace your steps? I mean...
Sometimes you can go back and find it, you know. You just loot it.
That's right.
It's on his corpse.
Get it off your tiny digital tombstone. Or just the beard snail that killed you. You just come back, he got promoted to Beard Snail Extreme. He's just a bigger beard snail with like an eye patch and a fucking beard. You gotta kill him and take it back.
Oh man, we need to make a game.
I did try to will my beard to grow again, and unfortunately that didn't work either.
He just accidentally pooped on the floor. That's all he got. Oh no, this is bad.
Then your wife was double pissed because she's like, A, you look like a stranger with a white van trying to get me into it in the parking lot, and B, you pooped on my floor.
Do you really have a white van?
She just immediately was like Googling online divorce. You're like, oh no.
No, I don't have a white van.
Sean and I are just behind you going, you fucked up, like it's a wrestling show.
That's what happens. My whole life is a wrestling show. I start throwing chairs into the things.
Yeah, I throw chairs at people all the time.
You need this.
That's why the police know who I am.
You're the chair bandit.
Yes, I run up to old women and I give them a purse, but then I throw a chair at them, so they're very confused.
What's going on?
They're like, he gave me a new Kate Spade, but then he hit me with a steel chair. I don't know what's happening.
Where are all these chairs coming from?
Why does he have so many? And why does he have it in that tiny little Subaru? This is messed up.
You just drive in a car that's full of steel chairs. Aluminum, but steel chairs. You just drive around throwing them out the windows.
Handbag first, followed by steel chair. Because then they're like, well, he didn't rob me. He gave me more money and a new purse, but then he also hit me with a chair. So it was a really uncomfortable experience all the way around.
I got a new clutch and a concussion all at the same time.
Yeah, son. Yeah, man. God. Nick, you played some great games this week.
I did. All right. I did play some ESO. I bought Elder Scrolls Online with the Morrowind expansion. I've been playing that with the Muscle Ford, sort of.
Shaving simulator.
Or, sort of.
You've been playing in the same vicinity.
Yes, we've been playing in the same vicinity. He's got a few levels to catch up.
So, I've never played this game. I've seen it, and it makes me angry. So, is it a good game? Because I just make snap judgment.
Based on your previous, previous explanations from Sean, I can tell right now it would probably make him wish he was playing WoW vanilla.
Yeah.
No.
It's an MMO, so yeah.
No, there's a lot of MMOs I don't mind playing. Why are we, the past, 2 months, we've only talked about MMOs. Do you notice that?
That's my fault. That's because I just keep going through the list.
Because you're dragging it up. You're dragging up my dirty past.
I think it's Steam's fault. They see us playing them. They keep recommending them. It happens.
Here, you want to play this chibi anime MMO about dragon raising and farming for
Made an RPG Maker that you can put on your cell phone. No, I don't. I want you to go fuck yourself. That's what I would love. I would love that if you would do that.
Do you harvest panties, or how does that work?
No, those are vending machines, dude. You walk up and you push a button. But you have to farm for gold first.
But then when the panties come out, you bury those, and then a Pokemon comes out of the ground.
Have you seen the meme of it's from It, and it has the clown sticking his head up, and it says, "Hey kid, there's Pokemon down here."
No, but that's awesome.
I don't know why it made me think of that, but it's
if they put Pennywise as a Pokemon, I would play that game. As of right now, I have no desire to play a Pokemon game ever in my life. I played the first one time, I think, for 6 months.
Which is the first? There's 3 first ones.
I don't know. The Pikachu.
The yellow? The yellow one?
Sure. Yeah.
Because I think yellow came out.
There was 3 colors, right? So the first 2 was red and blue and then yellow, something like that?
I don't know the order, but they all came out in the same, pretty close to each other. But they're all the same game. There's different super duper ones. I think. I don't know.
So it's like Mario Kart 789.
Yeah,
Mario Parts.
They came out in red, white, and blue, and they just kept saying something about these colors don't run. I don't know. It was weird.
America.
That was a 4th of July joke. We're recording this the day before the 4th of July.
Hashtag no politics.
Hashtag no politics in the podcast.
Is that politics? I think it's just facts.
Yeah. America.
No Merca facts, please. For all our foreign,
for our international listeners, who we have. They may make up 25% of our total listening audience.
It's kind of strange. It honestly is. There's a lot of people in what was it? Is it Germany?
It's France or something. We got a guy in
France. No, France dropped down. It's someone else. Some country. No, it's some country.
Merci beaucoup.
Yeah, I think my first album sale was from Denmark, so why not?
Maybe that person, because we have people in Denmark that listen. So maybe we turn those Denmarkians on to your brand of music.
Well, thank you.
I don't know. Okay, you can continue. I'm sorry, I just hijacked that.
So I played the new Doom. I picked that up. Yeah, it's actually pretty solid. I'm enjoying it. I like a lot of old school id games, and it's a really fast paced version, I guess. It's more Doom themed. I wouldn't say it plays anything like any of the other Dooms, in my opinion. But it is fun. I'm having a good time with it.
You know what's interesting? I don't think I liked Doom 3.
That's funny. I thought there was only this one in the original.
You know, this one, I liked it, but my issue was the death animations got on my nerves. And you had to use them to, you get more health and ammo. Is that what? No, okay.
You have to do the glory kills.
Yeah, but I don't care about that. Okay, that's cool, the first, maybe 5 times.
Yeah.
But, you doing it over and over and over again, that just, got old for me.
I'm with you on that. There should have been another mechanic, an alternate to being able to get ammo and health packs and stuff like that. Because, it gets kind of annoying. It's satisfying the first, 10 times you do it, and then you're like, well, I guess I'm just doing this forever, and that kind of sucks.
That's it.
But other than that, I mean, it seems like a good game. Graphics are great. I did pick up a 21:9 aspect ratio monitor.
What? 21:9?
Yeah. Ultra wide?
That's weird.
It's actually pretty cool. It's 2560 by 1080, I believe. It's awesome. And Doom looks amazing in it. It fills a little bit more of your periphery, so it is a little more immersive. And another game I really enjoyed on it, I did play a good amount of Civ 5. And it's just because you can just see so much of the map. Sean laughs.
Oh my god. Look at all the map I can see.
It is nice.
With the exception of Warcraft, I think all the Blizzard games do not allow you to use that extra space.
Because they ain't want to render it out that far. They're like, no, we're not making that.
Yeah, Overwatch does have a 21 by 9 aspect ratio option, and you can select that resolution, but you're not able to actually... It doesn't really change the FOV at all. So, like, you're still looking at the sort of the same 90 FOV.
Well, see, I think that has to do with, like, you would have an advantage since it's a competitive game.
Yeah, I think so. Because they're into the esports, they gotta, level the playing field and all that. But yeah, love that monitor. Also played some Unreal Tournament Game of the Year just because I was feeling nostalgic. Although I did find that it runs really bad on my laptop, which is surprising. I think it's because the Intel, the built-in video card. I kind of expected to be able to handle a video card or a game that came out when video cards with like 8 meg of RAM was normal, but apparently not. Some sort of driver issue, but it runs good on my PC. So that's been about it. I've been enjoying the monitor for sure.
So you've basically been playing Monitor, the game.
Yeah, well, I've been testing a lot of things just to see what works and what doesn't work, and it's fun.
So that's it? That's all you played?
That's all I can remember. I'm getting old.
Well, I have some breaking news. People can officially go to tshirts.pizza to buy t-shirts now.
Now you just need to get some t-shirts.
I literally just bought that while we were on the podcast. You're welcome, America. That's my gift to you for the 4th of July. Tshirts.pizza. Yeah, so we'll set that up when we're done here. So hopefully that will be available by the time that this podcast goes up. So you're all welcome. So if you hate our stupid t-shirts and our stupid faces, at least you can laugh at our URL because we are good at things. So I guess that comes along to me. I played Depth with Scene Pepper and really enjoyed that. I'm hoping that the four of us can play some of that after we finish up here. It's pretty rad. I like being the shark. Sean hates it. I like being the shark. I like snatching him up and shaking him.
I only got to play a shark once, and I didn't do a good job picking because it turns out I picked the worst shark.
Yeah, all the sharks have different stats.
I was a baby shark. It's like I was just like a minnow, and I for some reason I couldn't kill anything.
He wasn't actually a shark.
Yeah. It was just a weasel in the water.
When you were explaining it earlier, I guess I missed that. So it's like Left 4 Dead where you play against each other?
Yes. Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Part of them.
So four people are the divers and 2 people are sharks.
Awesome.
Yeah. So that should be fun if the 4 of us can get on there. And there's you're randomly selected every time. The 4 people work together, the 2 sharks work together. So that's a lot of fun.
I wish you could be like a shark, but you like turn your back on your own kind. So you just start attacking all the other fish.
See, yeah, that would be awesome. But at the very least, you can go and murder a seal to get your health back. So that's a lot of fun.
I didn't see any seals in the game.
If you get hit as the shark, you can swim up and just kill a seal. And it's like, oh, you got health back. You're welcome.
Oh, they're at the top?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
do
they're
they
up on
sing
the surface.
Kiss from a Rose?
No, but I do.
No, but my work does.
Sorry, guys. We're going to get content ID.
Yeah, mute that.
I gotta mute it. Content ID. My voice is too good.
You got mutilated.
I got mutated. So I played that. I played a game called Stories Untold. Has anyone played this? Stories Untold?
No.
I think I watched that video. Was that the one with the... Yeah.
That was the first part. So it's a 4-part interactive fiction text adventure type story made by Devolver Digital or published by Devolver Digital.
I want to punch you in the face for what you just described.
Dude, Devolver Digital.
I don't care. You said it's a text-based game.
But it's not. So
that
this is
sounds
interesting.
like work.
So yeah, so here's how it works, right? So in the game, you play a person playing a text-based game, but it's kind of like
no.
It works like it works like tabletop sim where you can like interact and see things around you. So, and it's an ongoing horror story that's in 4 chapters that like the intro and some of the themes are kind of like Stranger Things. Like they've got like a synth 80s intro that plays and they've got all this stuff that goes on. Super interesting. The 4 parts are loosely tied together, which I'm just now finding out. I'm on the 4th chapter now. I haven't beat it yet. But, dude, it's really awesome. So the first section, I don't want to spoil it too much, but you go through the first section the first time, then your power goes out in the game. And when the power goes out, the game restarts. But everything is different. So it's like, the first section, you're in your car, you open your glove box, you get a key and a note. The note tells you to turn on a generator behind the house. You go behind the house, turn on a generator. Go in the house, go upstairs, go to your room, find a computer, set the computer up, and start typing on it. Well, what it's describing is exactly what you're seeing as the player of the game. Like you see a guy typing on a computer, like you're a guy typing on a computer. Well, when the power goes out, the game restarts and you're in your car, but the house is disgusting and the yard's overgrown and like all this stuff is different. And as you're like typing the commands in the game, like go in house, like in your headphones, you can hear a door opening and closing downstairs. It's super creepy. Like there's like, it's like all this like super creepy stuff. Like if you play it in the dark with headphones on, it's amazing. It's so sweet. And every chapter is different. So like the second chapter, you're doing, you're helping with an experiment on what you think is an alien life form, but you're like drilling into this weird heart and there's like a weird orb inside of it that like floats. And then after that episode, you are like a watchtower operator during an emergency, and you have to like go through all these number stations on a radio. Like you're turning this dial on a radio and you hear like a number station. It'll be like 5, 13, 12, 13, boop, 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 boop. And then it'll repeat again. And you can like take those numbers and like you go over to like this microfilm thing you have in your office and you can like find out what the code means. And you have to type in these codes on a computer that like sends out an alert. It's super creepy and weird. And then there's something crawling on the roof of the building, so you're hearing all this noise in the background, and it's super creepy, man. It's really a lot of fun. It's really neat. It's short. You could probably knock it out in like 2 hours, but it's super fun. Now. Yeah, you should. It rules. It's amazing. Tim, you'd probably like it. Like I said, it is inspired by Stranger Things.
And what's the title of it again?
Stories Untold.
Stories Untold.
Yeah, and I think it's like $3 right now. It's super cheap. So I would definitely get that.
So as a player playing a player who's playing a text-based game, if I have that right,
yes.
Do you feel like disconnected from the player that's playing?
No, it's actually emotionally upsetting because and Nick I think can probably attest. Did you get to the second part, Nick? Okay.
No, just the first.
Oh, so but you didn't see the video for the second part?
No.
Okay. So like a great example. You're in a room, you see a monitor, you got like a Commodore 64 sitting in front of you, essentially. You're playing the game, you're typing on the keyboard, whatever. You never see your hands, you never see any of that stuff. You just, as you're typing on the screen, you can hear the and it's typing, right? So you're seeing your commands come up on the little window. Around you, you're hearing stuff. So like a great example, there's one part when you're like open door and you hear a door go like downstairs in your house, but you hear it in the headphones like there's somebody in your fucking house. It's super creepy. So like if you're in the dark and you got headphones on, you get like, it made the hair on my arm stand up because I'm like, I don't like it. So like, it was like ooky spooky. So you're sitting there and like,
So you feel connected to the player, but it also makes you feel like that environment is your environment.
Yes, and creepy. You're in danger. Yes, it's creepy. So, you say go in door and the text on the screen goes, you open the door to the house, you step into the foyer. The entryway is all dirty and gross and blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden the alarm goes off on the top of your computer monitor. Like the character you're playing sees it go off. And then it says, you hear an alarm going off upstairs. Oh God, someone else is in the house. And you're like clicking all over trying to like shut the alarm off. And then you realize you have to type stop alarm in the command window. And then the alarm stops in front of you. And it says the alarm has stopped. Somebody shut it off. You should go upstairs and check it out. Dude, it's super creepy. It's so unsettling. You're like, no, nope.
Sounds bizarre. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, so much nope. It is a fistful of nope. So, but definitely, if you're into like horror games or you just want something kind of unique, like I said, it's super cheap right now. It's Devolver Digital. I would recommend it.
Oh, well, Devolver Digital, just buy it.
So, played some of that. I played some WWE 2K17. Because 2K18's coming out.
We played it. I forgot we played that. It was shitty.
We played that. Yeah, you had to download Kenny Omega. I didn't have shit. I was just Shane McMahon.
I don't know why. Every time I play that game, it's really, really laggy. Like, we were playing some dudes, they just totally wrecked us. But it was like, I don't know, like, there's probably about a 3-second delay.
So they're hacking.
I don't know what's going on.
No, Even our singles match was kind of like that. Even because like
I got like space age internet and I had problems.
Yeah, but they could be running like lag bots to win.
But I don't think so. Everybody doesn't. Not everybody's doing that.
I am. I do it from my house.
You do it to slow your own connection down.
I slow my own connection down. I don't like having 60. I want to go lower. Sean's is like double that.
No, like I got like 200 megs down, and I can't play a wrestling game. It's like I don't know.
It's not a quick moving action game.
No, it was. I had fun. I mean, when we were playing with each other.
Does it? Hey, did we reach our male genital quota? We have one of those. Did we hit it now?
Penis. There we go.
Oh, there we go. Boom. Done. Yeah, we did it, guys.
Shut it off.
We did
Shut
it.
it off. We're done.
Good job. So yeah, so that was fun. Sean and I tried to play a game called The Wild 8.
Dude, I forgot we played all these damn games.
Yeah, dude, this is all stuff we bought on the Steam sale. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
So we played The Wild 8, and it is like a survival game where you're like a survivor of a plane crash. And you have to like build everything, and there's some small objectives. It's really interesting. It's like an overhead kind of isometric view. The only thing that sucks about it is that the camera blows, and it's hard to control. So instead of like spinning around with your mouse like you'd think you would, you have to use Q and E to spin the camera around, and it only goes in like quarters.
Better or worse than Rust?
Nothing like Rust.
Yeah, this is
not
overhead.
even in the same neighborhood. It's more like Don't Starve. It's a realistic version of Don't Starve.
Yeah, you gotta like be warm, and you gotta drink water, and you gotta. But then like there's also like some weird stuff going. Like you find this bunker that's got all these locked doors in it, and it's like, oh, find the key and get in there, and you're like, what?
It's just lost.
Yeah,
I don't think I've survived past like day 2 on Don't Starve, so it's
we
probably
made it to quite a while, but yeah, you have to be really like conscious of your environment and your heat and wolves.
Yes.
There's lots of wolves in that game.
Wolves that glitch through walls and murder your dick.
No, that's intentional. They teleport. Something inside that bunker gave them teleportation abilities and telekinesis.
They're Satan wolves.
They shoot electricity from their wolf brains.
They're Ronnie James Dio wolves. They come at you. They make little devil horns with their paws, and then they bite your dick. So yeah, we played that. That was fun. I dug out Metro 2033 because the new game's coming out, and it got me
nice.
That's
pumped.
a good game.
So I broke that out. I played a little bit of that.
You know, I've never played that game.
You should. It's a janky shooter, but it's fun.
I have it.
Yeah, you should try it. Give it a whirl. Give it a whirl for the next episode. See what you think of it. I'm curious to see what you would think of it. It's atmospheric. You gotta like put some time aside to get into the story.
I got no time.
I got no time for that.
Only thing I got time for is Bejeweled.
I can only play Bejeweled and Candy Crush Saga.
That's toilet time.
And toilet time games.
Can I play Metro 2033 during toilet time?
You sure can.
Is there a port for Android?
If you get a like a Steam Link set up on your crapper, you can do whatever you want.
I got one. I just don't. I don't have a TV in my crapper.
Those are on sale for $15 right now.
Which is crazy. If you don't go buy one of those, you're dumb. Because it is like one of my favorite things.
Yeah, I might buy one.
Yeah, I just bought one today.
For $15, man, it's totally worth it. I love mine. Yep. And it's like, as long as you have it all wired, and it's not wireless, there's like no lag in the games. I was playing Shadows of Mordor on it. It was perfect. It was great.
Do you use an Xbox controller, or are you using the Steam controller?
Oh, no, I use an Xbox controller. I'm not dumb.
Ooh, suck it, Nick.
I cannot use this. I've played with one. John, I think, has one. One of the friends of the podcast. He has one. I went over to his house and I tried. I can't get into it. It's so weird. I don't care. I don't care if it's like optimized for certain games. Like, oh look, play not Half-Life. What's that other stupid puzzle game? No, puzzle game. Portal. There you go. It's like, oh, it's good for Portal. And no, I don't care. I'd rather just use a real controller. I'll play Portal. I mean, I like that game. I just don't like that controller.
I agree with Sean.
Give me a normal controller that works well.
Does it have a USB slot?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
For 3 or 4? The Steam Link you're talking about?
Yeah, Steam Link.
Yeah, it's got 3 at least.
Yeah, I'll have to get one. I didn't buy one yet. I might pick one up.
What? Sailing's the 5th, right?
I'll buy it when we're done with the podcast. I mean, ensure that I get one. I just bought us t-shirts.pizza. I'm just blowing my money at this point.
You ain't got no kids. What else you got to spend it on besides domain names and controllers?
Houses.
You already got a house. You don't
Crippling
need to worry about
debt. So, tickets to come visit you. In August for Geek Fest, guys. Everybody should be at that. Geek Fest 2017.
Geek Fest.
August
Central Texas College.
13th.
It's not the 13th.
18th.
18th, 19th, and 20th. I think it's the 18th, 19th, and 20th. We should know this. We've been plugging it every single episode for the past,
4 episodes. Yeah, it's been bad. But yeah, you should come to that. CTC Geek Fest on Facebook and everything else.
You should say CTC stands for Central Texas College.
Central Texas College Geek Fest. CTC Geek Fest.
It is definitely worth it. It helps some students go to school.
Yeah, and it's in Killeen, Texas. So
how many years have they been doing that?
6 years?
Infinity.
No, I don't know if it's 6 years or not. This will be the 3rd year I'm involved. Yeah. So, but it's cool. It's a cool thing. It's like they got video games and comics and Harry Potter
and artists and Renaissance Fair people and food. Korean barbecue trucks behind the building.
That's just a guy in a truck.
That's why I'm going.
It's just a pickup truck.
I'm just like, hey man, what you got? He's like, I don't know. I cooked something on my radiator. You want a bite of it? And I'm like, yes. Give me that.
It's French fries.
It's French fries. I'm like, why is it brown and sweaty? He's like, don't worry about it.
I killed them French fries on my bare hands.
Put it in your mouth and shut your face. I'm like, okay, sir. And then I just go back inside and then I vomit violently. I don't know why.
Then you enjoy some panels.
Yes. I'm gonna be talking this year about how to make a cheap podcast. Hey guys, guess what we're on right now? It's a cheap podcast.
The cheapest podcast ever made.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, I'm gonna be talking there. So go to that. 2 last things that I did, and then we're gonna switch gears, talk real quickly about our topic for the week. I played Party Hard, which if nobody's played that, you should play that.
Andrew WK.
Yes, play Andrew WK. What happens is it turns your pants and your shirts all white, and your hair gets really long, and then you don't bathe. That's the game. That's the game. That's it. And then you get a bunch of clones of yourself to go to your shows for you because there's no Andrew WK. There is no Andrew WK. He is a symbol of freedom. He's a member of the NWO.
Marco.
# no politics on the podcast. So, Party Hard is this game that is, it's retro inspired, full of synth music, like synthwave music. It's about a guy who has like a Jason mask and he goes to parties and you have to murder everybody at the party without anybody else seeing you. So nice. You can like hit E to stab them, but you can also like set traps around the house. Like you can go up and like poison the water cooler and stuff. But if people see you do it, they will call the cops on you and then the cops come and take you away and you lose. But the first house for the first level, I think has 57 people in it, and I cannot beat it. It's so hard because somebody always sees me. But there's like all this fun shit you can do. You know, you can knock trees down outside of the house and then, you know, kill people in the room inside, or you can, you can mess with the stove and it'll explode when somebody comes near it, or, you know, all that kind of fun Home Alone shit. You can do all that kind of fun stuff. You put micro machines up somebody's butt.
What?
No, I'm just kidding. That's not a thing you can do. I just wanted to see if you were still listening. So, but it's super interesting. It's a lot of fun. You can use phones in the house to like make random calls. You never know who you're going to be calling. So you can just walk up to the phone and hit call. And one time I did it and some exterminators showed up and just started spraying poison all over the house while the party was going on. People were like, and they're like vomiting and like running outside. It's pretty funny. Like, it's a really interesting game. It's like,
I feel like that death isn't on you.
Yeah.
Like you shouldn't be able to go to jail because of the negligence of exterminators.
Right. Yeah. They're like Billy the Exterminator. Anybody remember that show? That guy that wore like a leather vest and he like went and wrestled snakes in your attic.
Do you know what's funny?
What?
He's from Shreveport, and we used to live there, and we would see his trucks driving around, and I was like, those are like the douchiest looking like exterminator trucks ever. And then not until later did he actually get like a TV show, and I was like, oh my gosh, I could have met that guy.
Yeah. It's like if Ted Nugent was an exterminator. He's just like a heavy metal dude who's like, I'll kill that skunk with my hands and drag it out of your house. Yeah, it's awesome. It's a great show. Look that up too. So played Party Hard, and I broke my PSP, which is a lot of fun.
Good job.
Yeah, I just got Final Fantasy. It was like, I'm gonna play some Final Fantasy. Turned it on, display didn't come on. I'm like, oh, this is garbage. Shut it back off. Turn it back on. Display came on for a second, didn't come on again.
Does it have an RX 480 in it?
Yeah, it's got. It actually has your RX 480 in it. Believe it or not.
Well, at least the screens for those things are pretty cheap.
They're hard to replace, though, dude. They're harder than you think they are.
I've never done it, but because I need to do one on mine. Mine, it looks like there's water inside of it.
Yeah.
Which there's not. It's not like I dropped it in the toilet.
Yeah.
But it has like...
That was what I immediately thought.
Totally not like I did that.
Yeah, I did not do that, I promise.
You were playing Wipeout.
Yeah, I was playing Wipeout. Oh.
On his actual butthole, guys.
Thanks for that. No, I mean, it just looks like there's moisture in between the digitizer and the actual screen. Hopefully you can get it fixed.
I took one apart at one point to do that. I was actually changing the case out. Like I wanted a different color shell on it. And I had to disconnect the display for that part, and it broke. Like it was so hard to like get all the pieces separated and put them all back together. I actually broke the tiny little connector. It sucked. So it's not easy. I'm actually when I get my new one, I'm actually going to give mine to Nick, and if you can get it working, it's yours. You can have it.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll make it happen.
So we'll see how that goes. So yeah, broke my PSP. So that's the last garbage I did this week in gaming. We are going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to talk about how the SNES Classic is just trying to steal your money, and it's hot garbage, and then Nick's going to defend it, and then we're going to make fun of him, and that'll be the end of the podcast. So hang on, we'll be right back.
I am smart. I am curious. I am kind. I am a scientist.
At Primrose Schools, we believe that who children become is as important as what they know. That's why our exclusive balanced learning approach combines purposeful play with nurturing guidance to help your child develop curiosity, creativity, compassion, and confidence.
I'm awesome!
See how balanced learning, including STEAM integration, can empower your child. Visit primroseschools.com.
It's Mom Zone. Breaking news, the Fremont family declares where they're going for back to school.
The Fremonts are going with Academy.
Mrs. Fremont, why Academy over another store?
When my kids say they'll never use math in the real world, I just show them how low my Academy receipt is.
Do you have any other thoughts?
Look, back to school is a numbers game, and numbers don't lie.
Nobody starts your season with better brands and lower prices than Academy. Academy Sports and Outdoors. For all, for less. Price match guarantee details at academy.com.
We are back. Okay, so the SNES Classic was announced. That's hot trash. Nick, counterpoint.
Wait, before you start. Nick, if you defend this shit, I'm going to punch you in the throat. Now you may go.
All right. Well, since I don't have a beard to protect my throat anymore, I'm gonna have to side with my RetroPie on this one.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5th.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. 5th. I played the 5th.
They played the 5th.
Yeah, so I think it's interesting. The first reports that came out when the NES Classic got, booted, all they kept saying was, oh, we need those resources. We're working on the Switch, blah, blah, blah. That was a lie. That was not what they were doing. You don't pump out another retro console like this that is essentially just a Raspberry Pi in a completely different case when you needed those resources for something else. There was a real story behind that. And Nick, you can regale us of this tale, and let's see how mad Sean gets after we regale you, where you regale him with this tale of joy and misery.
Okay, so what I've read is that essentially what happened, they had ordered X amount of those consoles. They were not anticipating as many to be sold, essentially.
Who's not anticipating? Who's not anticipating for all the gaggle of retro fanboys out there to not purchase this? I just want to know, because yes, you can have.
They should have lost their job. They should have lost their job. Come on.
Absolutely, and that just says to me, okay, that's not a measure of a company that A, respects the fans, and B, respects what they've done in the past. All right, because they are going to sell them. They're going to sell tons of them. It doesn't matter who. It could be to my mom, who finds one at Walmart, calls me up and says, "Do you want this?" Or it's going to be just to some someone like, I don't know, me again, who I want my kid to experience this, but I don't want her messing around with my RetroPie, so I'm going to buy this for her so she can, play, what was it, like 30 games on or something like that? It can be a nice first experience for a lot of these. It's nonsense. It was all right, anyway, sorry. We'll go back.
No, I'm with you on that. But apparently they went back to the well, and the company had already retooled for another project and had to get that other project out, and they couldn't get anyone else to do that in a timely manner. So that's why they cut it off.
So they just trashed it. They're like, oh, someone can't do this right away, so let's not do it ever again and make everyone mad.
Well, and there are early reports that they've already shortchanged the SNES Classic pre-orders. There are early reports that they're not going to ship enough to fill the amount of orders that they're going to get. Like, they're already kind of like, whoops, we screwed up again. Buy a Switch.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how surprised are you about that?
I'm not. Nintendo is garbage. They don't like you. Nintendo hates your guts, but they know you'll use them. That's the thing. Nintendo has a very core group of people that they know they can depend on to buy their trash, regardless of how bad it is. Somebody will buy it and people will defend it because they're Nintendo. Now, I will give them this. They are doing things that no other company is doing. That's the absolute truth.
Like making consoles that are dead within 2 years?
Well, yeah, they're doing that, but they are, with the Switch, they moved in a direction that I can get behind with the Switch. I think it's cool to be able to take that console out of your house. I think it sucks that my 3DS is going to get killed because of it, but we've all always wanted that console, right? We can all agree on that. We've all always been like, man, if I had like a home console and I could just snap a monitor onto it and just take it with me, that'd be the best like portable ever, right? Like that's I don't think any of us
had that once. I had that once. It was called the Turbo Express. I had a Turbo Express, but it was way after the fact. So, but that's basically a TurboGrafx 16. It was portable, color. It was a battery hog because,
took 16 AA's.
Yeah, well,
you need to own a battery factory.
You did, but it worked. And not only that, you could buy like a TV tuner for it. So you could actually watch TV on the go, which was a thing. That was an awesome console, and I'm like, man, why doesn't like Nintendo or Sega do this? Because those were the competitors at the time. Sega did eventually do that with the Nomad, but again, that was even worse.
They didn't have the technology to make those work. So yeah, so here's the thing with having the NES Classic. It's awesome. The concept is whatever. It's great that they're going to make that and they're going to make those old games available, but they're doing it all wrong. Again, this is technology that's already been out. Nintendo loves to slap everybody in the mouth. That's essentially what Nintendo does. They slap you in the mouth and they expect, please sir, can I have another? That's literally what Nintendo wants. Because I can't think of any other reason that you would do this. I understand they're going to sell it, so they're going to do it. It's going to make money. It's going to bring money in. People are going to buy it. They're going to sell pre-orders. They're going to get all the money they want out of it. It's going to pay for itself. But at the same time, focus on making those games available on your new console. Make that whole renting process less stupid, right? Like, let's make those games more freely available. Hell, Sega has a thing now where you can get every game they ever made on your stupid phone for free, ad-supported. You can just play them for free on your cell phone.
Yep.
Which is a phenomenal.
That's a great idea. I've heard it's got some bugs. It's got some shit it's got to work out.
That's fine, though.
Yeah, at least it's free, right? It's free. I don't have to pay for it. I don't understand why Nintendo thinks that they're so good at everything.
So I think I have an answer to that. I don't honestly think it's Nintendo thinks that they're good or Nintendo thinks they can do no wrong. I think it's the fact that Nintendo has so much money that it doesn't matter if they make any more.
No,
and that's it, is they can afford to make mistakes. So they're making all the mistakes they want to with absolutely no repercussions because, one, the only fans that they're going to lose are going to be people like us that are just like, it doesn't matter. But there's not enough of us for that to matter, okay? Because all the Nintendo fanboys are just going to be like, oh, that's stupid, Nintendo. I'll go buy it. I'll see what the fuss is about. And
Is it kind of like people who are like, man, I don't like that Sega Saturn because it's black. But over here, I have a vaguely racist PlayStation who speaks to me and it lets me say hateful things to people on the internet, and it's also rude to people on the internet. I'm going to totally make it the president. I'm going to buy it. Is that...
Stop it.
Hashtag no politics in the podcast?
No politics on the podcast. No, it's just... I think I've said this before, but I've read somewhere that Nintendo can make no money for 40 years, and then not until they hit that 40-year point will they start to feel a hurt from these mistakes that they've made. So they have the freedom to experiment, because that's what they did with the Wii. That's what they did with the Wii U, and that's what they're doing with the Switch. They're not actually making a game console. This is all a social experiment.
They've been experimenting for a long time. I mean, if you look at like all their previous consoles, like a lot of them had some elements to them that were unique. I mean,
the difference there is, though, they had games that used something that was unique, like Mario Party. There was a microphone for it. Okay, yes, that was a single game that was kind of unique. But look back, when did Nintendo stop being good? It was the GameCube. Why? Because that was the last real console that they made. Everything after that has been a toy. All right, like yes, I love my DS. I love my 3DS. Those are super rock solid. But I'm kind of turning a blind eye to those because that's how Nintendo is making their money. Okay, because look at the Wii. The Wii was gone after what, a year and a half. Then they killed it,
and then they released the Wii U, which. But the Wii was a big moneymaker, though, dude. The Wii made a lot of money.
Yeah.
Off shovelware.
Yeah, but they sold so many of those consoles, and they made money on every console that they sold.
But that's the thing is,
money, which was
the reason why they sold. The reason why they sold it was because it was something different, and people were like, "Ooh, motion controls. This is neat," and then they bought into
Project Revolution.
Yes, exactly. And you know why I bought a Wii? Because I was working at Circuit City at the time, and we had an extra one that they didn't sell. So I was like, I'll buy it. It's cheap. So that's the only reason I bought the Wii. I hardly ever played that thing. I maybe had like 5 games for it. Okay, but it wasn't a system. Nintendo does not try to keep up with anyone else. They just do their own thing. They release whatever games they want to, and there is no backfire from anyone, so they're going to keep doing it. That's what it comes down to.
Back to your original point about the GameCube being like the last system that you feel like they tried with. It is the last system that they tried to compete on a performance level. But that's a losing battle. Everyone realizes that is a losing battle, especially now, because I mean, look at the PlayStation versus the PlayStation 4 Pro versus the Xbox versus Xbox One X. Like, you're still, even with the Xbox One X, you're still not at PC level hardware, right? You're going to always be lagging behind PC because you're trying to bring out a product at a lower cost.
Even Microsoft has given up on that. They're just releasing their crap on PC and Xbox at the same time. I think that I could see them just tapping out of the market, or just essentially making them simple enough where they could sell them like a PC. Like, here's a pre-configured rig, just buy it.
Mm-hmm.
You're telling me that if Nintendo didn't at least half-ass try to put out a system, not saying something comparable to like PS4 and Xbox One, let's say they came out with something that had graphics similar to like a PS3 or an Xbox 360, but they actually invested some time and cared about making quality games again. You're telling me that you would not throw all of your money at that? Because I know that I would. If I had some really rock solid Nintendo IPs, give me a good Yoshi game, give me a good Mario game, a real Mario game, not some nonsense sandbox game.
I'm gonna throw my hat at you.
Give me another F-Zero game, give me a new Star Fox game. I would pay any amount of money. Even if they're selling them for $400-$600, I would pay that money to get good quality Nintendo IPs on a console that wasn't so focused on being a mobile replacement, being something with motion controls, something I can scream at, then it can interpret my anger. I want an actual, real console.
We already did that. You, me, and Wolfman Muscleford already did that. We already threw money at a console that was more powerful than the PS3 and the Xbox 360, that had a bunch of solid games on it, and mine's sitting right over here. Like, the Wii U.
Yeah.
Like, it had a lot of solid games on it. It was actually a good console.
There were some good games on it, but they gave up on it.
They did end up giving up on it because it was selling worse than any other console.
They did not market that correctly.
No,
that's what it
right.
was. They pushed it like everybody thought it was an expansion of the Wii, and parents and people who bought the Wii, they could not have expected people to understand based on that marketing campaign what that was.
Did you see the original E3?
Yeah,
The
I've seen it.
original
I've
E3
seen it. Yeah,
announcement?
I watched. I didn't see it at the time because I wasn't interested. But I did see Jim Sterling's like post-mortem on it when he was talking about how bad, and he was like showing some of the clips, and they didn't explain it. They didn't explain. I mean,
I
hell,
watched it live.
Yeah,
I didn't know what the fuck it was.
no idea. Yeah,
I gotta admit.
so. Tim, you have the Switch. What do you think about the SNES Classic, and how do you feel like Nintendo is treating their fans and the people who buy?
I couldn't get a Switch because Nintendo didn't make enough of them for everybody to have a Switch that wanted one or has a 7-year-old that wants one.
Correct.
So I have Breath of the Wild on the Wii U. It's great.
Yes, the Wii U, the Wii U was quality, but if you look at the game selection, there wasn't any. There wasn't support behind it.
No third party. That's been their problem.
Even Nintendo didn't support it. Like there's probably maybe a maximum of like 15 solid games on it, and it was out. How long was it out for? 3 years? 4 years?
2013 to the 16. Yeah, so 3 years.
So within 3 years, if there's only like a handful of games like that, there's something wrong. Because either it's a really difficult platform to program for, or you don't have support from the home company. Something went wrong. And yeah, there were some good games for it. Like don't get me wrong. I love my Wii U. I'll still plug it in and play it every now and then. But, the care and compassion was not there from Nintendo. They didn't care if it failed or not because they were ready to get the next thing out that they could sell.
It's great that they want to be innovators. I understand that. And if you think about it, think about the NES or the Famicom. What section did they sell that in? At what stores did they sell them in?
It was Toys R Us, and they sold it in the toy section.
Toy stores in the toy aisle. Yep, that's where they sold it. So I mean, that really has always been their thing. It's more of a toy, but
Virtual Boy was a toy.
Well, their diehard fan base is never going to change that. Like their fan base is their fan base, and that's fine. They can have that. I just don't think that these one-off consoles are more a slap in the face. Like I'm going to wait. I'm going to get a Switch. Not right now, but I'm going to get one. Once it drops about $100, I'll look at getting one.
And once some real games come out for it.
Right, when there's more of a library.
Because right now there's no selection.
No. But I will buy a Switch, and I'm sure I'll be happy with it once I get it. Right now, I'm not happy with it simply because A, I don't have one, and B, there's nothing to do with it. And I don't have the kind of money to go blowing on a fancy paperweight for my desk, a fancy snap-apart monitor. I will go pay $60 and get one of those snap-on things for my PS1 and take that in my car. I'll just play that.
You should do that right now.
I should play that right now. And play Resident Evil 1 on there. It'd be a good time. Play Crash Bandicoot. Yeah, boy.
Just play the new Crash Bandicoot.
No, play the old one. Shit.
All right. Whatever.
Talk bad about you. So, all right. Well, we are about out of time. Does anybody have any closing thoughts on this before we go to sign off here?
I had a quick question about the motion controls in the Wii. And did they lead to things like the Xbox, was it the Kinect or whatever, the motion? Yeah, did they lead to that, which kind of led to today's current VR motion control sensors and technology? I mean, was there some at least benefit from them doing what they did that kind of led down this path?
Look at the PlayStation Move. That's still the controller for Sony's VR headset. It's the PlayStation Move, which was supposed to be the answer to that, which played I'm sure it was more than one game, but the only game I can remember that working on is they made a big deal that it worked on one of the Killzone games. Beyond that, I can't remember a single other game it worked for. So,
right,
I mean,
but does that mean it has some importance, in the gaming universe,
See, and this comes back to what I've said numerous times is just because something is innovative doesn't make it good.
Yeah, and by that logic, the Virtual Boy led to the Oculus Rift.
Well, even before that, I mean, there were VR like flight consoles, like huge training centers that they would use at like Boeing and stuff. or the U.S. Air Force. So I don't think that. Yes, it probably did to some level, but someone else would have done it, like some private company or another game manufacturer or something like that would have done it without Nintendo. So I don't really feel that it was a necessity. I don't think that they broke any ground, because there was, at some level, it was there already, and someone would have kind of connected the dots and done it later if Nintendo didn't.
And arguably better.
Yeah, definitely.
So, all right, cool. Well, before we sign off here, I want to go through a few things. Thanks for joining us, first of all. That was awesome. Wolfman Muscleford, thanks for being here, sir.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Anytime. You are welcome back. Anytime, sir. The day this comes out will be Friday, I believe, the 7th. Saturday the 8th, Sean and I will be streaming games. We stream every weekend when the podcast comes out. So make sure that you go over to our Twitch channel and check us out on there. Follow us there. You'll get an alert whenever we go live. So that's awesome. We are also going to try something new. The WWE pay-per-view Great Balls of Fire.
Oh, balls.
Is the 9th. And Sean and I are going to be hosting a live discussion during the show over on Facebook. So you'll be able to stream. We'll be streaming. It'll be our beautiful, beautiful faces all over the internet. We'll be taking questions, talking about matches, doing all that kind of fun stuff. So make sure you follow NerdLife TX on Facebook if you want to be a part of that.
I think we might also stream it on YouTube too.
Yeah, we're going to stream it everywhere.
Yeah, put it up all the places.
All the places. So, make sure you check that out. And speaking of the site, make sure you go to nerdlifetx.com. Everything that we do, talk about, host, play, create, goes there first. That's the best place to keep up with everything we're doing. So head over there. While you're there, go ahead and buy a t-shirt. It is available in the store. You can also go to t-shirts.pizza, hopefully, when this is up.
At some point.
If that is working by the time this goes up, we will put a link to it in the description. But I own it, bitches, so good luck getting it now. Yeah, so make sure you go there, buy a t-shirt, support the show. We'll really appreciate it. Beyond that, Tim, how do people find you on social media, and where can they buy your album?
You can find me on soundcloud.com/Wolfman Muscleford or bandcamp.com. Just search Wolfman Muscle Ford. Be the best two places to go to find that. On Twitter, it is at Wolfman Muscle FO, because I ran out of letters.
Too many.
Yeah, that's right. Awesome. Sean Piper, where can people find you?
You can find me personally on Twitter at GWS Rancor, and you can find the site at NerdLifeTX pretty much everywhere. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch.
In your mom's pocketbook.
Yeah. Where all the checks
in your dad's
are.
wallet. It's the name in your underpants.
Mom wrote it there. Yeah, that's where I be at.
That's where you be. That's where he be. That's where we tell you where to be. Zero Ping Nicholas, where do people find you, sir?
I am Zero Ping. That's Z3R0PNG. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and catch me hosting Game Stories podcasts on iTunes and Google Play.
Awesome. I am Nitro Weasel 3K. You can find me as such pretty much everywhere. So when you're mad about all my hashtag politics conversations, you can come and yell at me on social media. I'm already on Twitter. I already got to see everybody else yelling at each other anyhow. I'm just not in any heated political debates because I stay out of it. I only do it here because it's a one-way conversation. Suck it, everybody.
Nobody can yell back.
Nobody can argue back with me. And I edit the podcast, so even if they did, I would cut it out. So, make sure that you head over to AstroPandaProductions.com to find more great podcasts. They are kind enough to host this podcast along with a whole slew of other really great geek and nerd-related podcasts. Really awesome. Ricky, who works with us, is the owner of AstroPanda Productions. Is a really great guy. He puts out some really great content on there. Make sure you check it out. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really means a lot to us when you do that, especially for the podcast, because it raises our ranks, lets people know that we exist and that we're alive, so it's not like we're screaming into the void anymore. So
we are a thing.
Yeah, so if you could, do us a massive, massive favor. Head on over to iTunes. Rate us, comment, give us 5 stars. That would be cool. You can even say you hate my stupid face. I would be fine with that as long as you gave us 5 stars, whatever you need to do. Make sure you tell 2 friends, because if everybody told 2 friends, we would be huge by the end of the year. So it'd be awesome if you told 2 of your friends, got them to listen to the podcast. That would be amazeballs if it were. So yeah, beyond that, I don't think we have anything else. Does anybody else have anything else to say?
No.
Nope.
All right, we are all good. We really appreciate you guys sticking around. Thanks for sticking around through the commercials, the whole show. Stay tuned after we all shut the hell up. If you want to listen to one of Wolfman Muscleford's awesome tracks, check that out. Make sure you buy his album. It's dirt cheap, and it's awesome. And if you love 80s inspired music, it's totally worth it. So until next time, we will talk to you later. Bye, Internet. Bye, bye, bye.
Bye.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.